What if the secret to building one of the most successful companies in history was removing all the rules? No vacation policy, no expense approvals, no decision-making sign-offs, no performance improvement plans. This is the story of Netflix, and today, we're breaking down No Rules by Reed Hastings and Erin Meyer in 15 minutes. Let's get into it. The year is 2000. Reed Hastings and his co-founder Mark Randolph walk into the Dallas headquarters of Blockbuster, a $6 billion giant with 9,000 rental stores around the world. Reed whispers to Mark, "Blockbuster is 1,000 times our size." Netflix at this point, 100 employees, 300,000 subscribers, losing $57 million a year. They sit down with Blockbuster's CEO and make their pitch: buy Netflix for $50 million. Blockbuster's CEO flatly said no. Fast forward to 2019, Blockbuster is bankrupt. Netflix stock has gone from $1 to $350. Reed Hastings is one of the most celebrated CEOs in the world. So what did Netflix have that Blockbuster didn't? It wasn't better technology. It wasn't deeper pockets. It was culture. Now here's where it gets strange. Most companies grow by adding rules. Hiring processes, approval chains, policy manuals, travel expense forms, performance improvement plans. Netflix did the opposite. As they grew, they removed rules. No vacation policy. No approval needed to spend company money. No need to check with your manager before making a big strategic bet. And yet, they became more productive, more innovative, and more profitable. How? That's exactly what this book explains. Reed Hastings structures the entire book around one repeating idea, a three-step cycle that Netflix ran through again and again as they grew. Step 1. Build up talent density. Step 2. Increase candor. Step 3. Remove controls. Then they repeated it, at a higher level each time. Think of it as a flywheel. Each rotation makes the next one faster and more powerful. The key insight is this: most companies add rules because they don't fully trust their people. But Netflix realized, if you hire extraordinary people and build a culture of radical honesty, you don't need most rules. Rules are a substitute for trust. Netflix replaced rules with trust. Let's break down each step. In early 2001, Netflix was hit hard. The dot-com bubble burst. They had to lay off a third of their staff, 120 employees down to 80. Reed expected the survivors to be demoralized, bitter, and disengaged. Instead, the opposite happened. The remaining 80 people were Netflix's best performers. And suddenly, those people were working alongside other top performers only. The energy changed overnight. Everyone raised their game. Reed called this talent density, and it became one of Netflix's most sacred principles. The core idea: a great workplace isn't about free lunches or ping-pong tables. A great workplace is stunning colleagues. When your team is full of brilliant, motivated, high-integrity people, they inspire each other. They challenge each other. They make each other better. One mediocre performer on a team of high performers doesn't just underperform, they drag everyone else down. They create extra management overhead, lower the average quality of ideas, and make the brilliant people less motivated. Netflix's radical conclusion: it's better to have a smaller, exceptional team than a large, average one. Now you might be thinking, what about that one person who's technically brilliant but impossible to work with? You know the type. They deliver results, but they bulldoze colleagues, dismiss feedback, and create a toxic atmosphere wherever they go. Netflix has a name for them: brilliant jerks. And Netflix fires them. Yes, even if they're top performers. Why? Because the damage a brilliant jerk does to team culture, psychological safety, and morale far outweighs their individual contribution. Reed says, a team of 5 collaborative A players outperforms a team of 5 A players and 1 brilliant jerk every single time. The jerk poisons the well. People stop speaking honestly. They walk on eggshells. They stop bringing bold ideas to the table. Talent density requires not just talent, but talent that lifts the room. Once you have a team of top performers, you can unlock step 2, radical candor. Most workplaces run on polite silence. You sit in a meeting, someone shares a bad idea, and everyone nods. You think your colleague is making a mistake, but you say nothing because it's awkward. You have feedback for your boss, but of course, you keep it to yourself. Netflix calls this being diplomatically dishonest, and they consider it a form of disloyalty. At Netflix, the expectation is simple. Say what you actually think. To everyone. Peers, subordinates, and your boss. But candor doesn't mean being brutal. Netflix uses the 4A feedback framework. Aim to assist. Give feedback to help, not to vent or feel superior. Actionable. Focus on what the person can actually change. Appreciate. When receiving feedback, say thank you rather than getting defensive. Accept or decline. The receiver decides what to do with the feedback. The giver doesn't demand compliance. This framework turns candor from something scary into something constructive. What does this actually look like at Netflix? Twice a year, every Netflix employee participates in a 360-degree written feedback process. Not anonymous. Not vague. Real, signed, specific feedback, flowing upward, downward, and sideways. Reed himself receives written feedback from his direct reports and publishes his own development areas publicly within the company. Netflix managers host feedback dinners, team dinners where each person gives and receives verbal feedback around the table. Uncomfortable? Yes. Transformative? Absolutely. The cultural shift is enormous. When feedback becomes normal, everyone gets better faster. And because everyone knows feedback is coming, they're more thoughtful in their daily work, knowing their colleagues are watching and will tell them the truth. Here's the key insight. In most companies, people only find out they're failing during their annual performance review, 6 months after the mistake. At Netflix, someone tells you within a week. That's the kind of feedback loop that actually changes behavior. Now we get to what makes Netflix truly unusual. Once you have talented people operating with radical candor, you can start removing the controls that most companies rely on. The first big one, Netflix eliminated its vacation policy entirely. No days limit. No approval required. No tracking. You decide when you need a break, and you take it. When Reed first announced this, people were skeptical. Won't employees take advantage? Won't they disappear for months? Here's what actually happened. Employees took roughly the same amount of vacation as before, maybe slightly more. But they felt trusted. And that feeling of trust changed their relationship with work. Reed observed that traditional use it or lose it vacation policies actually limit vacation by creating a ceiling. Removing the policy raised the floor of trust while employees self-regulated naturally. The key is what Reed calls leadership context. You can't just remove the rule and walk away. Leaders must constantly communicate the team's goals, the pressures, and what's at stake, so employees use their freedom responsibly. Freedom without context is chaos. Freedom with context is ownership. Netflix's expense policy fits on one line. Act in Netflix's best interest. That's it. No forms. No approval chains. No per diem limits. You use your judgment, and you're accountable for it. Does this get abused? Occasionally. But Reed argues that the cost of the occasional abuse is far lower than the cost of the bureaucracy required to prevent it. The time spent filling forms, getting approvals, and the cultural message it sends, we don't trust you. When someone does abuse the expense policy, Netflix deals with it directly and swiftly. They don't create a new rule for everyone because one person cheated. That's the trap most companies fall into. They write policies for the 1% of bad actors and insult the 99% of good faith employees in the process. Netflix's philosophy: Hire people you trust, then trust them. Here's a principle that sounds expensive but is actually brilliant. Netflix pays every employee the top of their personal market, proactively. They don't wait for you to get a competing offer. They don't give bonuses tied to performance. They pay you the absolute maximum salary the market would offer someone with your skills, experience, and role, and they revisit it regularly. Why? Because this removes the need for employees to play salary games. No one is distracted thinking, "Am I being underpaid?" No one is secretly interviewing elsewhere just to get a raise. And Netflix doesn't do stock options or bonuses. They believe top salary gives employees more control over their financial life than equity they can't access for years. The philosophy is simple. The best talent is worth paying for. Mediocre talent on a budget is a false economy. Most companies treat financial information like classified intelligence. Only executives see the full picture. Netflix does the opposite. They share financial data, strategic decisions, and sensitive business information openly with all employees. Why? Because informed employees make better decisions. If you're a lawyer at Netflix negotiating a deal, and you understand the P&L, you'll make smarter trade-offs. If you're a product manager, and you know exactly how the company is performing versus targets, you'll prioritize more effectively. Netflix also gets rid of symbolic barriers, closed-door executive suites, assistants who act as gatekeepers, private spaces that separate leadership from the rest of the team. Transparency is a form of respect. It says, "We trust you with the truth." This is the one that raises the most eyebrows. At Netflix, employees at all levels are expected to make big decisions, sometimes million-dollar decisions, without getting approval from their manager first. The model is called the informed captain. You are the captain of your decision. You are responsible for the outcome. But before you act, you inform the relevant stakeholders. You share your thinking, gather input, consider objections. Then you decide and move forward. The guiding principle: don't seek to please your boss. Make the decision you believe is right for Netflix. This sounds terrifying, and initially it is. But Reed argues that when employees know they own decisions, they become far more thoughtful, more strategic, and more committed to outcomes. The alternative, waiting for approval, creates bottlenecks, diffuses responsibility, and signals to talented people that they're not trusted. That drives them away. Of all Netflix's ideas, this one is the most controversial. Netflix managers are encouraged to regularly ask themselves one question about each person on their team. If this person told me they were leaving, would I fight to keep them? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, that person should be let go. Now, with a generous severance package. This is the keeper test. And it runs counter to almost everything we're taught about management. Traditional wisdom says, give feedback, create improvement plans, give second and third chances. Netflix says, your team is not a family. It's more like a professional sports team. Every position needs the best available player for where the company is right now. This feels harsh. But here's the flip side. Everyone on the team knows that they passed the keeper test. The person sitting next to them passed it. The culture of excellence is maintained because mediocrity doesn't quietly accumulate over time. And Netflix is clear. This isn't about firing people for making mistakes. Mistakes are expected and tolerated. The question is about fit and excellence. Does this person represent the best available for this role today? We touched on feedback earlier, but let's go deeper on Netflix's 360 review process. Unlike traditional annual reviews that flow from manager to employee, Netflix's 360s flow in every direction, and they're signed. No anonymous feedback. Every comment has a name attached. This does two things. It forces feedback givers to be constructive and fair, and it gives feedback receivers the ability to have a real conversation if they need clarification. Netflix has also experimented with stop, start, continue feedback frameworks. What should this person stop doing, start doing, and continue doing? The written format is important too. Writing forces clarity. You can't hide vague feelings behind a 3 out of 5 rating on a survey. You have to say something real. The cumulative effect. Everyone at Netflix improves faster than they would anywhere else because they're getting honest, specific feedback constantly, not once a year. This is the philosophical core of the whole book. Most managers manage through control, rules, processes, approvals, monitoring. This works when you need compliance, but it kills creativity. Netflix's alternative: lead with context. Instead of controlling what people do, Reed focuses on making sure everyone deeply understands why, the strategic goals, the current challenges, the principles Netflix uses to make decisions. When people understand the context deeply enough, they can make decisions that align with what leadership would choose without needing to ask. The formula Reed uses. High alignment plus high freedom equals innovation. High alignment plus low freedom equals bureaucracy. Low alignment plus high freedom equals chaos. The goal is always that top left quadrant: maximum alignment, maximum freedom. Context is what makes freedom safe. Let's zoom out and see how this all fits together. Netflix ran this 3-step cycle: talent density, candor, remove controls, 3 times as they grew. Each cycle reinforced the others. More talent density made radical candor possible. Brilliant people can handle the truth. Radical candor made removing controls safe. When people tell each other the truth, self-correction happens naturally. Removing controls attracted more top talent. Brilliant people want freedom, not bureaucracy. And around it spins. This flywheel is why Netflix could do things that seemed impossible. Trust employees with enormous financial decisions, operate without vacation tracking, give people freedom that most companies would consider reckless. They had built a culture where freedom and responsibility were inseparable. One couldn't exist without the other. Now here's where things get complicated. By the 2010s, Netflix was expanding globally, 190 countries, dozens of cultures, wildly different communication norms. Erin Meyer, the co-author, is an expert on exactly this. And she discovered that Netflix's culture, built in California, created serious friction in places like Japan, France, South Korea, and India. In high-context cultures, direct feedback is seen as rude or even hostile. Saying to your boss, "I think your decision was wrong," can be career-ending in Japan. It's just not done. Netflix's solution wasn't to abandon candor, it was to adapt how it's delivered. They added a 5th A to the 4A feedback framework: adapt. The substance stays the same: honest, specific, constructive. But the style can flex based on cultural context. What counts as direct in California may be aggressive in Tokyo. Leaders need cultural intelligence alongside professional candor. This is still an evolving challenge for Netflix, and the book is admirably honest about the fact that they don't have it fully figured out. Let's lock in the 5 big ideas from No Rules Rules. 1. Hire brilliant people, and only brilliant people. Talent density is the foundation. One weak link degrades the whole chain. 2. Radical candor is an act of kindness. Withholding honest feedback isn't being polite, it's being cowardly. The most respectful thing you can do for a colleague is tell them the truth. 3. Trust your people with freedom. Rules are what you use when you don't trust your team. Build trust first, then remove the rules. 4. Pay top of market, always. The best talent is worth the best pay. Stop the games with bonuses and options. Just pay people what they're worth. 5. Lead with context, not control. Your job as a leader isn't to make every decision. It's to make sure your team understands the strategy deeply enough to make great decisions themselves. Blockbuster had rules. Lots of them. Netflix had culture. And that is why one of them is bankrupt, and the other is streaming in 190 countries and producing award-winning content in a dozen languages. No Rules Rules is one of the most honest and counterintuitive business books you'll find. Reed Hastings doesn't pretend the Netflix model is for everyone. He admits it's demanding, uncomfortable, and not suited to every industry or personality. But for companies that live and die by innovation, freedom and responsibility, not rules and control, is the winning formula. If you found this valuable, hit the like button and subscribe. We break down one powerful book every week in 15 minutes flat. Drop in the comments, which idea from Netflix's culture would you most want to bring to your workplace? See you in the next one.